people have probably noticed, I had been out not doing actually any of my shows about the last 2.5 weeks. My health has not been really great, and so I had to kind of take care of that. And then many of you, since you follow me on social media, know that there was a 6.1 earthquake out in the Napa Valley area in California, which is actually my hometown, which is about an hour from where I live right now. And my mother, my brother, was my nephew there. I have a brother and sister-in-law who live very close to there. My son, my granddaughter, and my son's girlfriend lived there. So we have a lot of family and friends that I had there that was kind of chiming in on what was going on. They were sending me pictures, and it was just really, really hard. And then we started, if people were watching my pages, started seeing that wow, we just had a lot of craziness that started coming in, and people were needing prayers and positive energy sent to them, and all kinds of just calamities that were kind of just all happening at the same time. So I really kind of had to go away. It's very hard for me to disconnect because I'm doing so many things, and so many people need to stay in contact with me at all times. I just had a brand new case that I'm working on, and so I went away to do a house sitting job for my girlfriend who just moved. And so I went up there. It's kind of a country house in the 40s, and I went up there. And the last time I went up there, I was able to, use my phone and call and everything, so I thought I'd be fine. For whatever reason, my phone worked up till, I think it was Saturday morning. And then from there forward, my phone did not work, period, for anything until I got home. And then it still wasn't working. And I thought, how in the world can it not be working here? It always works here. So I rebooted the phone, and lo and behold, of course, now the phone works fine. But it actually made me disconnect from the grid, no phones, no internet, no nothing. I know a lot of people were wondering where I was at, worried about me, and I do appreciate it. But, sometimes it is good to just kind of, go and reconnect. Especially with me being, it's very necessary for me at times, especially with a lot of stress. But while I was doing this over this weekend, my good friend, London Knight, I had talked to her about having her come on the show. She's actually got a bunch of stuff going on. A few of these of her events I will be taking part in. But for those who know London, she is the owner now of Darkside Entertainment, and she has been hosting events for quite a long time, and she's got some amazing events that are going to be coming up here within this next year, so really, really close. And we're going to be talking about those tonight. And we also have a very, very amazing opportunity is London has offered to give a free silver ticket to the Tombstone event, which will be in May next year. This is going to be a huge, huge event. Like, we're going to talk about this, and it's not just one location. It's a whole bunch, and what you get with your tickets and the things that are being offered there, it's family-friendly. It's got stuff for the adults. It's all around crazy. But we're going to be giving away a free ticket. So in order to win this ticket tonight, you must be in chat. So, the links are on social media. Make sure to go and log into chat, and we'll get to that as we go. We're also going to be talking tonight to a couple of the speakers who are also going to be at some of these events, and also these people that are helping out with the events, helping Lyndon kind of oversee all this stuff, because boy, oh boy, just, with the three that are going on right now, she's got quite a plate full. So we're going to be talking about all this tonight. If anybody is interested in calling in tonight, you've got any questions about any of these events, we will be putting out links to where you can go and purchase your tickets. And get all the information. So if you want to call in tonight, the area code is 607-349-0410. So let's go ahead and start the show. And I also want to say thank you to everybody who is listening to the show tonight, also the people who are coming in to chat. And London, are you there?
I am here.
How are you, hon?
I'm telling you, it's been a crazy week around. It's been crazy.
Oh, I bet. I mean, you are just kind of like all over the place. You've got not one, not two, but 3 events that I know of being planned kind of all simultaneously.
Yeah, we also are just getting ready to announce our 2 other events, which will be the Copper Queen and Alcatraz.
Oh, that's right, Alcatraz. Now that, again, that's right in my backyard. Been there many, many times. It's an amazing place, so I cannot wait for that one. So let's go ahead and let's talk about a little bit first is Halloween night. You have an event coming up, but this one is actually a charity event, correct?
It is a charity. It is actually for wounded warriors.
Wow. Okay, great. And how did you, connect with them? Or where did you...
My niece is just going to basic training, so I want to give a shout-out to Crystal.
Okay.
But my family's been military. My dad was on Hamburger Hill. My sister has lived on military base, so military is near and dear to my heart anyway.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I have a brother who served in the military as well, and he actually just retired. So I completely get that. So it's a great cause. And so now, that's going to be in Arizona, correct?
That is in Arizona. That is actually at the Gaston Hotel. And for you guys that have never done the Gaston, I know it's kind of a hidden paranormal treasure. A lot of people don't go in there. The Gaston is a force to be reckoned with. I love that. If I could move in there and never leave, I probably would. It's crazy haunted. And, it's just, it never seems to disappoint me. Every time I go in that place, I always get a ton of evidence, right down to everything from EVPs to full bodies.
Wow. Now,
it's definitely it's a great place.
Okay, so... this is a hotel, so how many rooms does this hotel have?
It has 160 rooms, but we are limiting it to 50. And the reason we're doing that is I want everybody to have enough room to spread out. I don't want, to shove a bunch of people in a place and not let everybody enjoy the building. And we actually, along with that event, we actually have the death tunnels, which 15,000 people died in. And then we as well have the Grand Theater in the same town. So it's actually 3 locations for one event.
Oh, wow. So how many, so you're going to sell, would you say 50 tickets?
Yeah, 50 tickets. There is a ball. We are doing a labyrinth-style ball. And that is, you can pay $10 at the door, and of course every bit of the money goes to the charity. We don't keep any of it.
Okay.
And so all military do get into the ball for free.
Oh, great. So they just bring their ID, military ID, and
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, it's definitely, great to hear. And I'm actually have been asked to be a speaker at this event, so I'm actually looking forward to coming and being part of it. I'm going to do the show live from there. So it's definitely going to be, I think, something super fun. I always like these smaller type hotels and things like that, the really old ones. I've done a few out here in this area, too. They just have so much energy to them. It's just that they're so amazing, to go through. And especially, when you live in California, there's, all kinds of areas to go. But, when you get out of the area, it's like, a kid in the candy store. It's like all new places. With all kinds of history.
It's funny because up until recently, they really haven't let anybody in the Gaston. I know that Jane Grant tried to get in there, and so did So did Ghost Adventures, and they denied them. So nobody's ever done a full-out, all-night lockdown in this building until now.
Wow. So this is something that, for many people, this has become like a super exclusive opportunity to be able to come in and do this. Now, so what all is this going to entail? Because I know that you kind of have all kinds of things kind of planned for that event, right?
Absolutely. The first thing that we're going to do is, of course, people will get there. Now, the rooms at this hotel are normally $100. They have dropped the room price to $40 per person.
Oh, wow.
Just to help out the charity. Now, what we'll do is when you get there, from 3 to 7 is the ball, and it is just like the movie The Labyrinth. I got my dress the other day, and I must say I look gypsy fabulous. Okay. Anytime I get a dress gypsy, I'm a happy camper. But we have some great people there. Of course, we'll have you. We have Tony, who is very near and dear to my heart. I mean, he is just the salt of the earth. I just love him to death.
Yes, and we have him online too, and we're going to be, talking to him as well. So, that's why I was just saying before we went on air, we were talking about, the Tombstone event, and, I said, how amazing, I always say that, the strangest things come out of, the strangest circumstances, us all meeting the way we did under the circumstances they were, ended up meeting and connecting with some really amazing people. Really amazing, and Tony is one of them,
And now we do have another surprise. Actually, one of the descendants from Pancho Villa, who I don't know if you guys know the story from the Gaston Hotel, but what it is Pancho Villa was he was kind of like the Spanish Robin Hood. And he actually got away with, now this is documented, you guys can look this up, he actually got away with, back then, was $4 million in gold.
Wow.
So, and he had a tattoo on the back of his head where the gold was hidden. Well, he ended up dying, and of course, the claim is that his head is built under the Gaston Hotel. Now, many people have seen, the figure of Pancho Villa. They've caught it on tape. They've seen the photo or the aspiration of, someone matching his description, let's say. So it's just really a great thing to not only have a living relative of his, but to have so many great people. All I can say is Darkside is so lucky because through all this, we'll call it muck, we have really formed a bond, and Darkside ended up with the best talent and the best guests that I could ever hope for. So,
well, I have to say, it has been, very interesting, that, how it all played out, and everybody just kind of stood their ground, and, it has brought together, a lot of people who we may not have, met or met on this level otherwise. And it was interesting because, like I said, I was saying to Tony that I was, excited that I would be seeing him at Tombstone. And then when I was talking about the hotel, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to be there too." And I was like, "Oh, great! We'll be able to see each other even before that." So, how amazing! Tony, I know, are you there still on the line?
Yes, I am. I'm right here. I'm having fun. I'm having fun in the chat room, actually.
Yes, I see that. Oh, I have to say, I absolutely love my chat room. The people who show up and chat. There's a lot of people that listen to this show, but they don't per se go into ever go into chat. But I love the people that go into chat because they're there like every week, faithfully, and I love them to death. They have so much fun in there. It's just such a great place to be, when you're listening to a show. And it's always nice to have our guests, be able to interact as well. But, how did, you feel about being able to, get involved now, kind of like in the speaking and doing the event side of all this? Because I know you've been, doing your show for a little while, right?
Yes. This is something that it's a great opportunity to be able to be in the same forum and the same place with most of you guys, and following each other's career and each other's show and seeing all the great shows. Of course, those that are on TV and those that are on the radio. It makes it a great opportunity always, and to be part of it, it's something that for me it's an honor. Now, being very very much talking about the Gaston Hotel and the opportunity that we both have to be at the same place in this event, and of course I just have to say I'm deeply thankful for Carol and her team for inviting us to this event. And it was the highlight of all this is that, okay, I'm going to this place, and I understand that there's a story with it. But when I told her, well, it was very fun. It was like when they told me, do you know that the spirit, like the ghost of Pancho Villa, is the one that is thought to be haunting this place there? And I said, well, what a coincidence. What a coincidence that is, because actually I am going with Gloria Villa from Durango, and she is descendant from Pancho Villa from her father's side, and she told me the story of their side, of course, from Mexico, of the Pancho Villa, and she is going to be, in other words, she's going to be my, you know that when you say you're doing an investigation, you have something, you have like a trigger object.
Oh yeah, I was going to say.
She's not a trigger object, but this is something that I will share with you, because we were talking yesterday as we were getting some cameras and some things ready for what we're going to be taking to this event. She said, Tony, you know that I've always had this thing inside that I want to ask that spirit. And I says, well, hold your thoughts right there, because you're going to be there. You'll be able to ask that question. I don't even know what that question is. So
Good.
I told her, you just stay with your thought, and we're going to this place. And yes, and yes, all this region right there. There's a connection with all that. The mystery about him being beheaded and the tattoo. When talking with her, and yeah, she says that they had the body, but they never found the head, because it says that there was some marking, something there that it was just something that was just taken. I don't know.
Right.
I asked her, was it some kind of a ritual or something, or of a hate thing? And it says, well, there's a lot of things that are still not going to be revealed at this time, but they will be revealed at this place, and hopefully we'll have a very good connection with whatever spirit is there at the Gaston Hotel. So if everybody, if any one of you want to be in this event, I mean, please join us. Please join us, and let's make this charity event meet their goal. And have fun doing it. I mean, I'm already thrilled just with the thought that I'm going to meet you guys in person. That for me is like the highlight of all this.
Oh, and I absolutely feel the same way. It's interesting that you meet people in the industry that do the same things that we do, or have radio shows, and we talk online or on each other's shows, but we don't really have an opportunity to meet in person, except at events or functions. And so it's going to be nice to be able to hang out with everybody, meet everybody in person, and get to investigate with everybody. And I think it would be really, really interesting. And of course, it's like I'm all about signs, and I truly believe everything happens for a reason, which again is I believe all of us, just kind of fell into place because that's the way it was supposed to be. So it's definitely going to be good. So, London, why don't you, again, give a rundown of who all is going to be at the event?
Oh, my gosh, which one?
The Gaston Hotel. We'll start there.
Well, the Gaston, okay, we are adding new talent constantly. So if I forget anybody, my apologies. It has been extremely crazy with how many talents we actually have. With the Gaston Hotel, of course, there is the one and only Wolf. I'm trying to talk Antoinette into coming. You know, I'll get her there. Don't worry, we'll get her there. And then of course you, and I believe a friend of mine, Paula, is going to be there.
Awesome.
You know Paula?
Yeah,
I know.
She's going to be there. She can't wait.
Pennsylvania. Paranormal Magazine is going to be there too.
Oh, awesome. So this event, when I did this event, it was for one reason only, and that's to give back to our troops, you guys. They've given us, without them, we can't even do this. We don't have the freedom to do this, and it is because of them that we are able to follow our passion. So for me, it's extremely important to give back to them. So we have them at the Gaston, and then we have the Sloth Furnace, and I actually don't have all the talents in front of me for the Sloth Furnace right now. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a crazy day.
You can count me in there.
So I know we have Tony, we have Jason Stanton, we have Christina, we have Celine, we have Dan, and I know I'm missing some people. They're gonna yell at me, but you guys, I didn't mean to miss you. I love you all. Without you, there is no dark side. So.
Well, what we'll do is we'll make sure to put up the links to all of the event pages and websites so that they can, check it out and see. And, we'll try as time gets closer, we'll try to get some of or all of the talent to come on the show so that, they can kind of give people an idea of what they're going to be talking about. And actually, Tony, since we've got you, here right now, what are you going to be talking about? What are you going to be lecturing on?
Well, the part that I'll be sharing a little bit because it's just happened. It's like happening more than usual. I mean, I know that full body apparitions and things have been going on, but I've been noticing an increase. I've been noticing an increase of I don't know. Maybe it's the time of the year, but there is an increase of activity of this nature, and knowing that the Gaston is known and has a few reports of that, and to kind of get my guests also involved in the chat with the people. This is we're going to be talking about full body apparitions and when spirit communicate. That's going to be basically what we're going to be talking about. And of course, there's so much that I would like to say, and other things I have to wait till it happens. But we are also in the preparation of the filming of a documentary. So all of this experience that we're living out right now is going to be part of it, and it is our journey, and we just happen to find our path has crossed, and it looks like it's making this big X in Arizona. So there's a lot to discover when that moment happens. So yes, about full body apparitions and hauntings as seen as in our point of view as a native perspective. That's what we're going to be sharing at the Gaston.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. And, I've talked about it many times on my show as well, is, I talk to a lot of investigators and a lot of teams. And, it's one of the questions that, I've been asking them is, are they seeing an increase in, activity and actually even more of the negative activity? And, across the board, we are getting yes. And, it's interesting, and, we're seeing it play out, all around. I mean, there's, you go on to Facebook, and, people have become so addicted to Facebook that, when you go on, it's almost like television. Like, I stopped watching the news a long time ago because it was just so negative, and it would just be so draining on me when I watched it, that I just kind of stopped. And, it's almost the way I feel about Facebook, because there's just always just so much negativity that goes across. So, I know myself as well as you, Tony, it's something that I enjoy, is seeing more people that I'm surrounding myself with that are in our circles that are much more positive people. And, we're the ones out there, putting out positive stuff to kind of counteract this. So I think that it's definitely, we're kind of in this battle with the good and evil, but, good can always prevail. So it's just a matter of getting everybody in sync. And do you think that it's just that we're going through a shift right now?
I think so. I think that we are all going through a shift, and I've heard it coming from different people and messages. I'm sure that you have had people reach out to you with positive messages too. It's like not like a coincidence. It's almost like you're passing through the gate of something. You're living through stages of your life that once you pass that, once you overcome all of these things, that no need even to look back. It's like you're already good for that. This did not break you. Instead, it made you and make you stronger. And it's look where we're at right now. Look where we're at right now. It's like the connection and all of these events have come in a perfect timing. Perfect timing. And you couldn't ask for something better than that, than being in the right place and the right time for that right moment to happen. And it's awesome. It's awesome. You know what happened to us yesterday? I said yesterday. It was Saturday. Pardon me, but it's going to be my birthday this month of September. So I'm going through I'm remembering this and I'm forgetting that. I'm being very selective in that. I remember. But what happened to us? What happened to us when we're talking about full body apparitions? I wasn't expecting to see a figure right here where I'm at twice on Saturday. And you know that we're sharing. You asked me what stories I'm going to be sharing over there. I didn't know when there's tragedy or something marked with a place. The energy stays there, but when it comes out, when it shows themselves to you, is obviously they want to communicate. There's some message that wants to be said in that moment. Well, I was talking about making a good into bad. Saturday, we're preparing our cameras. I started preparing my cameras. But before that, around 3:45 in the morning, I open my eyes. And when I open my eyes, I see what it seems to be like a dark figure standing in the foot of my bed, just looking down at me, just looking straight at me. And I open my eyes. The room is not completely dark, but I see the silhouette, something dark. And I said, "Who are you?" So I said that it disappeared. It disappeared. One thing that I do is that I note what time is it, so I take note of what time that happened.
Right.
And then the same day, Saturday, 11:45, I'm already waking up and ready to receive Gloria Villa that's going to come over here with the cameras. Well, this is what happened at 11:45 on Saturday. I see a cobweb, kind of like a cobweb figure. You know, when I mention a cobweb, you see that you can see through it and you can see a substance, but you can't really make out what it is. It just appears to be that. And that thing is floating, and it's like less than 2 feet passing right in front of me. And as I'm looking at that, I'm following it, and it's going straight to one of my bedroom. It's a bedroom area that I don't really use as a bedroom. I'm using it as a storage to keep all of my equipment there. When I walk in there, this is where I'm coming from. This house, I finally know why this place was vacant for so many years. This place was vacant for so many years. when I followed this figure and I went to where it was walking towards the window. When I looked at the window, there's a bullet hole in the window. But this bullet hole was shot from the inside of this room. Yeah. And I'm thinking, wow, that's what I said. I was thinking, wow. So when I put my finger on that thing, I says, geez, this bullet, whatever stopped it, went through something that made the damage in the window, but the bullet really didn't make it to the other side. Whatever made that stayed in the room. This place was vacant for so long, and I'm thinking, wow, what a great deal. I'm getting a great deal. They said, no, you can have the first month is for free, is on us. And I said, really? And I said, what? And I'm saying, geez, you guys convinced me very quickly. I'm getting this place. But when I moved in here, Christina, I couldn't use that room. I didn't use that room as a bedroom. I use my living room as a bedroom. I'm saying, well, this is my bed now. I can figure this thing out, and this is going to be my domain. That's going to be my walk-in closet over there. As I planned it this way, every time I walk in that room, I notice something, that everyone that's walking there is whispers. If I'm walking in that room right now and I'm on the phone with you, you hear the tone of my voice. I walk in that room and all of a sudden, boom, I start whispering to you like I'm going to wake up a baby or something. It's weird. That happened. Look at all the things that happen unconsciously around you when you're in a situation. That situation, that apparition led me to that, and what happened next was more incredible. Gloria comes by. I have a bottle of water. She looks at the bottle of water. She says, Tony, look at the water. That's the way she speaks. I'm trying to imitate her voice. No. She says, Tony, look at the water. She says, yes. You see the bubbles? Yes. You know what that means? No. Even if I know what it means, I say no. I just want to know what she's going to say next. I say no. And she says, that means that there's a presence in this place. And I said, really? And I says, yes. With the water. Says, yes. Look what I hear. Look what I did. And guys that are in the chat room, listen to this. She told me, take a glass of tap water right now. Take a glass of water. Just wait for it to clear. And put it there where you put that bottle. If it starts bubbling again, if it bubbles forms again, there's a presence. I'm thinking, hey, you got to take a listen. There are many different ways to know when there's a spirit or something in the house. And with water, I'm thinking, that's cheap. Let's do this. Okay. I put the water. As I put the water, curious that all the bubbles started to form on one side of the glass, not the other side, in a perfect half, just one side. And I said, Gloria, look at this. And I says, yes, I'm seeing it right now. That happened. I don't know. I asked you, have you ever done this with water before? If not, let's put a glass of water in that basement over there and at the hotel to see if it forms bubble. I want to do that. Gloria taught me that. But look at this. I started Skyping that day, Saturday. All this happened Saturday. I started Skyping with a friend, and I'm telling her what had happened. I'm showing the bullet hole, and I'm saying, you know what? I think that someone committed suicide in this place. That's probably why this place was so closed, was vacant for so long, for so many years. Hey, I live like a 5-minute walk to Walmart. Who doesn't want to? So many people hate Walmart, but I live in a 5-minute walk to Walmart. Who doesn't want to have a place like that close, like everything accessible? And I come up and I take it. They said, we're using it as a storage. We'll have it cleaned up for you in no time. Something happened in this place. As I was typing that, white noise started to appear in the Skype. White noise. And I'm hearing this noise. I'm thinking, well, what's this? I mean, hey, is that on your end or on my end? No, it's on both sides. She said, I'm going to start recording this. Boom. She started recording this, and then she recorded an EVP. As we were talking about that gunshot, the EVP says in a female voice, she was shot.
Oh, wow.
You see, things happen the most mysterious way.
Word to the wise. If anybody tells you that you can buy a house or an asylum for like under $50,000, don't think so. You know.
Well, you actually, you yourself live in a very interesting location, correct?
Oh,
yeah. I actually live in an asylum for the criminally insane.
Wait a minute. You live there?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually, when we bought the place, nobody would buy it. And it's a huge Victorian. It was a halfway house for the criminally insane who were waiting to be put on trial. It was supposed to be a lockdown facility. They didn't lock people down, so they just kind of let the criminals run rampant. So they shut them down on a lot of really bad things. The place was built in 1903. The lot next door is actually a family plot. And when I found the place, it's a huge Victorian-looking mansion. And nobody wanted it, so we bought it for $48,000.
Oh,
wow.
Jeez, man.
You know, but where one person would be scared to death, to have a place like that, then there's other, people that would, give anything to be able to live in a place like that. Me, myself, since I can already see them and I don't need to live in an asylum or a scary house to see them, I think I will, leave those kind of houses to you guys.
Well, with this place, I let people come investigate this place all the time. We open the doors and let people in to investigate it, and the weirdest thing is whatever is here hates men. It does not like men at all. It is actually kissed at my husband. It has slammed doors on my son, growled at him, pushed people, but it's only men. It never messes with the women. It does not like men, though.
Yeah, I think I picked up on that, one of the first times that I, talked to you, I did a reading on your place or whatever, and I picked up on that, and you were saying that. But it's not, I wouldn't see that would be, all that uncommon if it was, a lot of the men who, are criminally insane and things like that are very aggressive, and, a lot of the people that ran those places were men as well, so, they would probably feel more at ease around women.
Yeah, well, they when the place was shut down, they were shut down for violence, and they were put on trial. Actually, the trial is still going on. And so what they did was they hid all the documents, unfilled prescriptions of lithium, daily logbooks, everything like that up in the attic. And the house, the place had vacant years upon years. And I walked in and I was like, yeah. Well, what got me to take it was I walked in and we were looking around and I seen something move up the grand staircase out of the corner of my eye. And so I walked off from the realtor and the owner. I just walked away and walked up the stairway. And in room 4, which is where Jason Stanton actually stayed one night, room 4, I seen a shadow. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm buying the place. So once in it, I was like, yep, I'm home. So,
yeah, I think it'll be, definitely interesting, and, doesn't even have to go anywhere to have a place to investigate. But what I like about London, though, is that, she does not only open up her house, but, her team does a lot of, training of teams, whether they be new teams or teams that are wanting to, kind of further their investigative ways to investigate, because since, her and her team do a lot of the, forensic investigating, I love that, she offers, that to other teams for free, so that we have to evolve in the way that we're investigating as well. So people are so afraid to move forward, and, I even see a lot of, when, I first started, everybody was kind of like, okay, we're all in this for the same reason, we just want to, get evidence and get proof, and it was all about para-unity, and, then we kind of saw a twist, and then, it was, people were saying there was no such thing as para-unity, and they didn't believe in it, I'd like to, get both of your, thoughts on it, because me, myself, I do believe it's possible, because I have, not only worked, but, consulted with so many people in the field, and there are some amazing people in this field, and I think that, you're going to have a few bad apples no matter where you go, and they just can't, play well with others. And, I think that we just, have to focus on the people who, are interested in sharing information and, maybe not so much being so critical of the new people who are investigating that don't really know, like stuff.
Christina, I say it all the time, and you and I have had this conversation a million times. I've been in this field going on 18 years in October. 18 years. Right. And to me, I don't care if I catch the Holy Grail of the field or a brand new team that's been in it 1 week catches it. I don't care. Because the point being, until we all get our heads out of the cloud and want to be the next, ghost hunters, or once we have to get back to basics in order to move forward. And as long as we have that, my team is better than your team mentality, we're going to go nowhere. And so, it has to start with you and your team. And because it'll branch out. What you give to others will branch. You could help 100 people, and 99 of those people could mess you over. But that one person could reach out and help another 99 and another 99. It's a pay-it-forward mentality. And until we get back to that, we've got to get back to the basics. We've got to get back to getting off this, I want to be the next whatever, celebrity, ghost person, whatever. Because push come to shove, the ghosts don't care, the spirits don't care if we're on TV or not. If they have a message, isn't it what we in this field got into it for, is to help them and help the living?
Absolutely. That's why I've been always doing it, This has never been, again, you and I have been in it for a very long time, and this has, been my life, ever since I can remember. But, the investigative part, a very long time. And it was always just about helping, the clients and stuff. It was never anything that was popular to do. It's just so crazy when I look at it now, when I look at it back, 10 years ago, and I couldn't really get anybody to go with me, and it's like, and, people would look at me like I'm crazy. And now I've got I literally have a waiting list of people who want to join our team. And
funny, Christina, is when you and I first got into this field, we didn't dare tell somebody we were ghost hunters.
No! Hell no!
They would send them in with the white jackets to our house.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the funny thing, because you'd want to, it was one of those things that, a few, people might know, that know you long enough. And it was usually like a word-of-mouth thing. Like somebody knew somebody who was saying that they had something going bump in the night at their house, and they'd say, oh, I know somebody who knows somebody that, does something like that. And, so I would, be going to these random people that I didn't even know's homes. And, of course, I didn't want to go by myself because it's like I don't know these people. And, I would try to get, some of my friends and stuff to go with me. And I'd say, well, you don't have to do anything. You just come. And they would always think like it was like devil worshiping, or, like I was going to, like they were going to go and get attacked, or, just they had such a crazy idea of like what it was. And like, they were like, oh, there's no way that I'm going to, go and dabble in, black magic and stuff like that. So it was just kind of like me on my own. But yeah, now it's like here I've got, a team of 15, and, it's such a crazy different time, but it is good that we have the interest. I do think that's a good thing, because we do need people to be out there in the field and, doing the research, trying to get the evidence. And, of course, there is no formal training in any of this, or never has been. So I think that's where kind of a lot of people make a lot of, mistakes very early on, and it's kind of like a trial and error, or on-the-job training. You just kind of learn as time goes on. Because I think that every investigator, if they're gonna investigate, I think that they should, go to their local community college or adult classes or whatever, and take a basic photography class. I think
Christina,
that's really important. Yes.
We are spirit seeking spirits.
Mm-hmm.
We are embodied spirit-seeking spirits, and in the spirit world, there's an order, and the way that we perceive it is much different as when it's perceived in the spirit world. But we have different kinds of needs that are no longer needed in that realm. So, and the way we perceive life in one dimension. But let's say that is past, present, and future is all in one realm in the spirit world. That's why we talk in base of this is a residual haunting, or I'm picking up on this and I'm picking up on that. But there's one thing with the spirit world, and it encapsulates everything, and us too. You see, motive, and always the past, the present, and the future is seen all in one shot, in one moment, in one glance. So, you know that, of course, I'm talking like in base of what is perceived, or what can be perceived on the other side. They already know who's going to be the fool walking in, or it's not like we're not the ones to be we will only be lucky to say, oh, this is the holy grail of that, but there will always be a holy grail much bigger than that one. So
right.
We're always gonna the spirit in the spirit world is always gonna be one step ahead of us all the time.
Oh, absolutely. That was beautifully said.
And it's when I say, okay, you be present in this moment, you be present in the past, in the present, and in the future too at the same time. You see, so knowing how to walk into that realm is like almost letting go of everything that you thought it was, in order to be well guided spiritually, and that. And then there's so much contamination within our own thoughts and our own beings that if you walk into it in a wrong way, it's going to reflect on you. Everything is just going to reflect on you. So I think that in that case, there will be a perfect order all the time in that spirituality. And then I believe that that's what makes you look then after each other and say, oh, I'm going to do this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to get that first, and we're going to get that evidence first, and we're going to make sure that you never come and investigate this place anymore, and this and that. I've seen this. And you're going to be banned from being in our activities and this and that. Oh, forget about it. Forget about it. It's stopped being paranormal, and what happened, we're working and we're dealing with the most lower levels of life, like the hate, the greed, and all that stuff. We're being spirits. We're being spirits, but affected by the lower end of energy. If you can we look at it as different levels of that, but we're like in the lower ends, and you don't really want to be there. You don't really want to be there. So that's good that the team and all this gathering that is occurring right now, whenever I see the people that are talking about it, they have a big smile on their face. They're very happy. And if this is their para-unity, this is what's going on, and it only takes people that are very truly sensitive to this. If you're not genuine in this, you can say it with your mouth, but your life will reflect it in a different way that you cannot hide it from everyone else. But when you are, things like this happen. We go to Gaston. We go to Tombstone. We go to the Sloss Furnace. And we're all going with a big smile on our faces, even though that there's different people, but with big smiles on their faces. Couldn't happen in a better moment. And I'm all for this paranormal unity too, and that's why I feel very, very happy to even sit in the circle and listen to both of you talk. Very happy. I mean, so it's like a school for me. I said, what she said, look, what she answered, that, what she said.
Well, I think for all of us, it's kind of, that's what we go through. Each one of us have had our own individual, things that have happened, experiences. And so when we listen to somebody else,
Please leave your message for
done very professionally, and I've seen some very crazy stuff go on at these events, and so it's nice to be involved in an event where you've got a lot of great well people actually in the field and in radio as well, and a lot of us either are still investigating or started out as investigators, and now we're putting information out on the airways. But again, no matter how we do it, we're getting the information out, and that is what is important, is to educate the people that are interested in what we're saying and know the stuff that we're talking about to be true. It's not that we're here to convince anybody of anything. We're just giving the opportunities and the information out there to the people. Now, you said, I heard Tony say something about the awesome furnace, and so that is an event in February, London?
Yeah, that's February 13th and 14th, and it is overnight. It is all access. That's a great place. I will FYI everybody and tell them I will not be in the tunnels again. I had my experience, and I'm good with that for the rest of my life. But, yes, we have Floss Furnace, February 13th and 14th.
No, I actually heard about this place, but I've never been to it or anything like that. So give a little bit of information. So, for people in the area, so it's in Birmingham, is it Alabama?
It is in Birmingham, Alabama. What Floss is Floss used to be where they made the steel for the railroads, for the cars, for everything. And what they did was they actually had the men working nonstop. It was a very horrific place to work. There was people that fell into the melting vat. There was people that got busy on the fumes and fell in and was ripped apart by the wheels. There is death after death after death after death at this place. It is a very legendary place in the paranormal field. It seems to be where a lot of people get burned, scratched, shoved, hair pulled. I had my own experience, so I will not be going back down in the tunnels. Floss is a legend within itself, I think. And anybody out there who's ever been to Floss, it is one of those places that a day, 2 days, 3 days, it's one of those places that just grabs a hold of you and you just cannot help but want to go back. It stays with you for the rest of your life.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard a few people who have, either gone there or know of the place, and they always say it's a very interesting place, that once you go there, it's a place that you won't forget. But again, how are you getting all of these amazing locations? You've got some,
They, excuse me, because of our filming and because I've been in the field so long, and that just came down to because people that own all this network with other people that own asylums. If you're in the field long enough and you go to a place to film, you make friends. So it's incredible. And and I just feel
thank you for this once again. Well, we kind of know this is how it goes on my show. You're just talking about the good stuff, and all of a sudden, zap, I'm gone.
I know, Tony and I were sitting here going, what's just happened, man?
Well, see, that's
no, I'm laughing. Dennis is calling me, and I said, Dennis, why are you calling me? I'm on air.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, too, is like, well, at least it was in good hands. It's like, you know, Tony's got a show, too, so, you know, and Carol's used to doing interviews that you two could just, you know, take the show and continue going on with no problem. But looks like we got, also we've got Todd McIsaac on the line with us as well, and Todd has actually been helping London with a lot of the
partner.
Oh yeah, he has been doing an amazing amount of work with the promoting of all of these events, and you know, jumped right in, you know, to help London when they went through all the changes, and he's been doing a great job with the promoting. So, Todd, are you there?
Yes, thank you very much. Hi, everybody.
Hey, yeah, so big events, I mean, coming up. We've been talking about them, and, you know, definitely looking forward to them. You know, what are your thoughts on these event sites? These are some pretty amazing places that we're going to be investigating.
Yeah, I'm very excited to do these venues. I think that there's great energy at all of them, and there's learning experiences to be had at all three. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people that I've known over the years for the first time face to face. So that'll be really cool too.
You know,
yeah.
The biggest thing, I think, is it's going to be a really, really cool learning experience for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead,
Brandon. Tony, because with everything going on in my life, with me having to fly to L.A. for filming and everything like that, you know, Tony has really just saved my butt on more than one time here. So, yeah.
Well, I think that it's great that, you know, when you needed the help, you know, it's like everybody was right there, you know, to be able to say, hey, you know, we had all kind of been, you know, brought together. Some of us have known each other longer than others, and we've known each other just through social media. You know, others of us have worked together in the field or different things, you know, in the past. But, you know, this will be, you know, number one, some great locations, but with some great talent, you know, to be able to, you know, get together. And again, you know, through all the drama and chaos that, you know, ensued at the beginning of this, you know, I was telling everybody else, Todd, I don't know if you heard at the beginning of the show, but I think that, you know, it turned out to be, you know, a really positive thing in the end, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
It's funny how that, you know, how out of all this turmoil, you know, friendships have become even stronger, and new friendships have been developed, and you know, so it's kind of like, you know, thank you to a whole bunch of ass clowns for what you've done. You know, you couldn't have done a better service than bringing, you know, a whole bunch of cool people together. So
right.
Ironic and kind of funny at the same time.
Yeah, you know, and you know, getting to know all these people, and it's funny that, you know, the stuff that is spread, you know, from people that get angry or get mad, you know, and the things that they'll put out of people, you know, when people just kind of, you know, sit back or take the time to get to know the person, you know, that's why, you know, as I've always said, it's very hard for people to turn my followers and my listeners and my friends against me, because the person that they're trying to portray me as is something so foreign to what everybody else knows. You know, people have been talking to me for, you know, so we're up, you know, to 9 years. So it's like, you know, they're like, you know, who is this person you're talking about? So it hasn't been able to say much, but, you know, I've been able to meet such amazing people, you know, and it's great. Like, I'm super excited about, you know, all of the events. But our main one is headliner for May of next year. And I know, everybody's like, wow, May's a long ways away, but it really, in the whole scheme of thing of, putting together an event like this, it's really not that far away. And it's going to be, kind of the granddaddy of them all. And Carol, why don't you talk a little bit about, what's going to be available at Tombstone? And it is, I saw on your site, family friendly. So you are going to have, things for families as well as adults, correct?
Absolutely, and you guys can all thank Todd for that, because when Todd and I were talking, he was like, people are going to want to go, but they have children. And I'm like, well, Tombstone is a family-friendly place in the daytime. Nighttime investigation passes, we just call them day passes.
Okay.
We have some places in Tombstone that have never been investigated before. We have Old Courthouse, actually, the Tombstone Old Courthouse and the Gallows. Now, these places are shut off to us only. We have the whole town on lockdown. So there will be nobody else but our event there at this time. We have the Birdcage Theater, the Larian, the Bardello, the Occidental, which is actually the old morgue from the OK Corral shootout, Doc Holiday Spoon, which is a brothel, Four Deuces, which was a brothel, the Budget Inn, which I don't know if you guys know that, but it sits on top of where one of the most legendary houses stood. We have 2 ghost towns. And I mean the whole ghost town, like inside the church, inside the jail. These places are opened up for you guys to investigate it. And we're not just going to send you through. You know how most events kind of send people through and it's like, oh, here, you only get this much time. We are actually going to let the investigator come out on you and let you actually investigate. So we have 2 ghost towns. We have the Budget Hotel. We have the Landmark, which is another place. We have the Grand Hotel. And to add it all in, we added the Copper Queen. So,
wow. That's going to be a very big, event, all around.
Absolutely. We have 12 locations.
Nobody's going to be able to say they're bored.
No,
that's for sure.
Absolutely not.
Well, and I definitely like I like the idea that it's family friendly because the history of the location is amazing. So for a family wanting to go out and learn some history with their kids, that's a great location. I'm not so much on the taking your young kids to investigate with you, but I think that obviously they'll have to make arrangements for that part of it.
Yeah. We actually have a daycare center that is actually licensed daycare in Tombstone that you are able to have your kids at. They are licensed. It's actually ran by the police, so they're safe.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, I think that is absolutely amazing because this is something where the parents can hang out with the kids during the day. And at night, if they want to do the investigating, they're able to do it without having to worry about the children and also not having to, take them out into that environment where, something may go awry with them.
Absolutely. And we also have everything that Tombstone has during the day for family. The yogurt shop out there is working with us so all the kids and the families can get yogurt. You can go get your old-time photos taken. You can watch all the, gunfights out there. Everything that you can do with your family in the daytime is what you can do.
Wow. That's very well thought. Very well thought, because there's people that are want to go and they say, okay, what do I do with the children? What if they start jumping up and down and that really is going to be an opportunity for the parents. That way they can do their investigation and with people on the field, But what awesome and well thought plan was that? I mean, you just made it more awesome to go to the Tombstone.
Actually, Tony, I cannot take the credit for that. Todd takes the credit for that.
Oh. Yeah, Todd, that was, you definitely get my vibe on that one for sure.
Todd actually came up with a family-friendly day. So it's all Todd, you guys, on that. It wasn't me.
Well thought. Very well thought, Todd.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I just think that, it's such an experience that, why limit people, because of their kids, let everybody, be involved that they can be. It's up to the age, it's up to the parents to decide, specifically, if their kids are ready for certain aspects of this or not. But there's so much there that the family can participate in, and mom and dad can, do their own thing later. So it's, it's a good opportunity.
Oh, absolutely, and I think it definitely opens up, because again, like Tony was saying, so many people will say, gosh, I'd really love to go to this, but I've got the kids, and and it's not like I don't want to take my kids out investigating, because again, Tombstone has, is rich in history. So to take your children out there, I mean, look at how many people go to these places. I go to that place all the time in the daytime because not because of the paranormal, because, they want to go and take their children to a place that is rich in history. So I think that it's a great location. I think that it's a great idea to be able to incorporate, the family, and then also be able to have, a daycare where, they will know that there's somebody licensed and, bonded, insured, and everything that's going to, watch over their kids while they go and have a little bit of fun. It's like, I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? It's like a 2-for-1.
Absolutely. And, Dark Side Entertainment especially, we're not, and Tony and I tell people this all the time, you guys, for us, it's not about Tony, it's not about me. Dark Side Entertainment is about the great speakers we have. It's about the great guests that we have. Because without them, Dark Side is nothing. I mean, we may have locations, but without our talent and without our guests, we're nothing. And we always try to go above and beyond to make sure that everybody, has a great time, and that, you don't have to worry, and you don't have to worry about, is there going to be drunk people running the town, or is my investigation going to be messed up, or, you know what I mean? Because we want to make sure that everybody out there has a great time. That is our goal.
Okay, well, we actually have a question from Pamela Johnson. She actually happens to be one of the investigators on my team, and her and Eric, her husband, are, definitely interested in going. And they have a special needs child, and they said, not that I'm bringing my son, but is the daycare made for special need kids, too?
Absolutely. It is absolutely ran. It's ran by the sheriff's department. I mean, these are people, I have a grandson that's autistic. I would never put my grandson in any situation that, you know what I mean? I will treat your child like I would treat my grandson.
Gotcha. Okay, well, Pamela, I hope that, answers your question. And, if you have any other questions, you can always get a hold of London, and she'll get you the answers. Or also Todd is available to help as well. And, I think that that's a very good question, because there are children, that, may have special needs, and, parents would want to know if that's something that, can be accommodated, because it is something a little different than, what you would do with, just regular children. So it was a great question. Thank you so much, Pamela. Well, talking about Tombstone and talking about the tickets, let's talk a little bit about the prices of actually all three of the events, but let's start with Tombstone.
Okay, well, Tombstone, we have several different packages. We have vendor tables for $150, and now that vendor table includes your day passes. It includes they're called day passes. Remember, they're night passes. It also includes the vendor table. Then we have, of course, the day pass, which is $75. That is where you pay for your own hotel room. Because for $75, we can't get you in all the locations and pay the hotel. You know what I mean?
Well, and so would that also be for somebody who say they live in the Arizona area and they just want to come out for the Saturday just to do the activities? Would that be a day pass that they could get?
Absolutely. That is exactly what it is. It is the day pass. We have the VIP. Now, we only have 4 VIP tickets left.
Okay.
We sold out of VIPs really, really fast. The VIP tickets include, it includes both nights stay at, well, the Bardello sold out, so it would be the Larian. Breakfast, both days, dinner, both nights, and it includes all of the locations, everything from the courthouse to, you know, the Copper Queen. You get every location out there. And you get the meet and greet, the mixer. Now, we're going to have the mixer and meet and greet is a place called Doc Holiday. Now, Doc Holidays used to be a brothel back in the day.
Right.
So you will get do the meet and greet, and then you will get to investigate that place at night, which that place is off the chain. You can go into any room. They're not stifling us from going into any of the areas of any location, which is a nice thing, too. There's no off boundaries. Let's put it that way. For places. Those tickets are $325, and the reason we had to set those at that price is because we do have to pay for both the hotel room, both nights, your food. We're not going to let you get out there and not have a place to sleep and not eat. So
right.
Those are VIP packages, and it also includes, I believe, some Dark Side Entertainment shirts, and a couple other things. Now, we have the gold package, which is $275, which is 2 days, 2 nights at the Landmark Hotel. Well, you can pick the Landmark, the Bardell, or the Landmark, the Budget Inn, or the Copper Queen. You have your choice of which one you want to stay in.
Oh,
wow. It includes all the locations. The only thing it does not include is the mixer and the investigation at Doc Holidays on the night of the mixer.
Okay.
It includes everything else. The silver package, which is the ticket we are giving away today, is actually $225. It's 1 day, 1 night, either a Friday or a Saturday, in investigation of both ghost towns, the Larian, the Bardello, and I believe, hang on, I'm sorry, I'm looking. And it also includes the Landmark and the Copper Queen.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a $125 value, right?
Well, the Copper Queen alone, if you were to book a room at the Copper Queen, that's $100. Right there. That's without tax. Breakfast and food would run you about, I don't know how expensive they are out there, so I can't really say that. And some of the locations you really can't get in to investigate anyway, so there would be no way for you to get into them. So that is, I mean, I set these prices low enough to where everybody would be able to go to the ghost towns and enjoy themselves. But,
right.
You know, enough to where I'm not paying a ton out of pocket for your hotel stay. That's why they are so much, is the hotel is included in these packages. Your hotel room, you buy the ticket, it is automatically included. Your hotel is automatically included.
Well, I've been, I've gone to conferences where, the room alone has been, almost $100 a night, and that's not including your, ticket to the conference and everything else. So, I mean, that's actually a really, really good price, with everything that you're getting, and then for those, like I said, that, may live in the area and don't want to maybe be there, the whole weekend, or, maybe just want to come for the day. Those are some great prices, and especially, being able to have the day passes. So that's, I think, is going to be very good. Now, I mean, I'm seeing that already there's a lot of interest in all of these events. But your one that's, coming up the soonest will be Halloween night. And so now this one's going to be the charity, right, and for the Wounded Warriors. And again, as London said, anybody who is in the armed services, all they need to do is show up and show their military ID, and you will get in for free to show their appreciation for your service. But so for those that are not in the military, what are the prices going for that event?
The ball itself, when we do the ball, which is a labyrinth-style ball, you can pay that at the door. That is, it's a donation. I mean, we're asking that you try to make at least a $10 donation. If you cannot do that, we completely understand. So whatever donation you can give at the door for Wounded Warriors is fine with us.
Awesome.
Now, the overnight investigation is $75, and all that money goes straight to the Wounded Warriors as well.
Okay, and then so you'll have the investigation, and you said that's going to be limited to only 50 people. And how many more tickets are available for that? Because I know you said that the tickets were going quick.
You know what? I have not checked that ticket site lately because I've just been so crazy busy getting ready to head to Scarefest and getting ready to go to L.A. And
Gotcha. Okay.
Haven't up on that.
Well, okay. Well, we'll definitely, we want to put that out. I'm going to be putting a lot of promos out for these events, and we'll be, sharing information on all of my different sites in here on DTM. And again, if you are in the area and you want to come, but also, a lot of fun, I think.
Well, it's not just one. It's the Gaston Hotel isn't just one place that we're investigating. It's actually 3 places wrapped into one. We have the Gaston Hotel, and then the next night we have the Grand Theater, and then we have the Death Tunnels. So we actually have 3 different locations in one for this event.
Wow, yeah, that's even better. Well, we have a question in chat, and there, Guest 970 is asking, can you make a donation if you don't go?
Absolutely. We always encourage people to donate to Wounded Warriors. Reach out and it's not just one branch of Wounded Warriors. Reach out to the closest branch to where you're at of the Wounded Warriors, and yes, please do donate. These guys have given up everything for our freedom. So absolutely, I encourage anybody out there, yes, even if you can't go, please, even if it's $5, $10, anything you can do, even if it's volunteering your time, anything you can do, absolutely. Get a hold of Wounded Warriors near you and make that donation. Donate your time. It's a cause that's very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, absolutely. So they would then do that directly to their local Wounded Warriors office instead of through you, correct? Because all the money that you'll be collecting at the event itself will then be turned over to the Wounded Warriors, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, so then we have the 12 Furnace event, and that's going to be in February, correct?
Yes. The one place on earth that literally throws terror into my heart. I don't even know why I booked the place. That place just scares the out of me.
Well, I guess, if you when you're doing locations and you're doing events, people want to go to those kind of locations for whatever reason. I don't get it myself, but, people want to be scared and they want to get, some crazy activity.
I was literally attacked in the tunnels of Sloth, so I am not looking to go back.
Well, have you ever been to Bobby Mackey's?
No, actually, that's one place I have never been to.
How about you, Tony, or Todd, or anybody? Has anybody been?
No, I've not been there, but I will definitely like to go there because of all the stories that I've heard.
Well, Rhonda Kay's actually a good friend of mine. I've had her on my show a few times, and she, keeps trying to invite me to go out there. Bobby Mackey is kind of trying to pull away from, doing any investigation, and I know Wanda's no longer is no longer doing the investigations over there, I believe. She started her own thing. And so she's working with, 4 or 5 other locations around her town that are very full of activity as well. So, she's doing that. But, yeah, there's always, very interesting locations that have some, a whole lot of activity, and they make for, great locations for people to do events at and get people, a chance. The problem is that, all of the, conferences seem to be, always every year in the same locations. Like you've got...
Dark Side trying to change that up. I mean, some of the locations that we have, I mean, as you guys can see, we don't go after one place like the birdcage. We go after the whole town.
Right.
It's a gypsy thing. Go big or go home. And
love it. Love it.
I can also tell you I've looked into a couple of places that I need to discuss with Carol that have not been no big events have been done at, and they're going to be very exciting if everything comes through. So I'm going to talk with her tomorrow about these for other events.
And absolutely. I've heard a little bit about them, and you guys, I guarantee you, the ones pods are talking about right now, these locations, and now mind you, I've been doing this 18 years. I've been to almost every haunted location out there. These locations are like, some of them are actually on my bucket list. So that's telling you what these great, I'm actually excited about some of these locations he has.
Yeah, well, because, a lot of times we see the same, the same places over and over. Everybody has their, events at the same locations because those just happen to be the hot spots in their area. But I like the fact that, you're kind of hitting all over, the East Coast and the West Coast area, which, and kind of everywhere in between. And it's, giving all kinds of people an opportunity to be able to possibly come because, now with travel costs and, airfare and, gas and all of that, a lot of times people can't go if it's too far away, and then they got to figure in their hotel and everything. So by, doing hotspots in different locations and new locations, because again, not everybody wants to, how many times can you go and investigate the same place? People want something new and fresh, and I think that's exactly what you're giving them. So I think this is definitely going to be something good. So for this Lost Furnace one, what are the tickets going for?
Those tickets are $80 apiece.
Okay.
And that is all night. That is from, I believe it's 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Okay, so it's a good little run then. So, all right, well, we were talking about, I know that you were gracious enough to, come up with the idea with giving away one free silver ticket to one of our listeners in chat tonight. First of all, I just want to say, thank you so much because, obviously it is not most people will give out, like one of their cheapest tickets that they have, so this is definitely something that, the listeners are loving to be able to have the opportunity. So, how are we going to want to do that?
What's your best suggestion? You know what? Tony, why don't you come up with a solution for this one?
Oh, I was going to say that you just pull whatever comes out of the hat.
Okay, well, that's what I could do that. I can write everybody's name down real quick, and as we do this, and right before we end the show, because we've got about 30 minutes left, I will pull a name, and we'll see who we get.
Oh, I got a question. I have a question. People are going to say, okay, you wrote my name down. You already knew. Okay, what is the world's most consumed fruit?
Oh, there you go. All right.
Is the world known more consumed fruit? The consumed fruit consumed, I'd say, anyway. But what is the world's most consumed fruit that most people don't even think about it as a fruit?
All right. So anybody out there that is listening, if you want to go into chat and you want to write down your answer, and by the end of the show, we'll have Tony give the answer, and whoever gets it first will get their silver ticket, which will consist of an overnight stay and investigation with us. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing her. And hey, this is another perk of, being one of the loyal listeners that come every week. So if you're just listening in, you might want to log into chat real quick. It's really simple. Just go in there, put a username, or you can come in under guest. Then once we pick you, we'll contact you by private message and get all of your information and where to get you your ticket. So, or we can set it up for we'll call for you.
Absolutely. And Christine, please let everybody out there, you guys, we do. Dark Side Entertainment is actually booked into 2016.
Wow.
We have events booked out till 2015. Our next big event, other than Tombstone, I believe, is Alcatraz and Ghost Island. Correct, Tony?
Yes. Yes. That's
Alcatraz, I will definitely be at because it's right in my backyard. So we've got a lot of listeners in the Bay Area, so we'll definitely come coming strong with the paranormal connection to that one.
Well, Alcatraz, with the Alcatraz event, you guys, it is both Alcatraz and Ghost Island. But you do need to know that if you are going to go to Alcatraz, once they drop us off, you're not getting off the rock until in the morning.
Right. So, that's very true, yes.
There. So.
Yeah, definitely. There is no way to get there until the boat comes and gets you. I have gone out there for tours and stuff, and there's a couple of them that have been out there in the past. And I will tell you, it is for people who have gone there during the day, it kind of has the eerie feel. Go there at night. It is definitely a creepy feel for sure. And knowing that you cannot get off of that rock no matter what happens till the next day is like watching or being part of, like a scary movie you watched in the past, where they go and they lock them down and they're like, all right, we'll be back, after the weekend to unlock you. It's like, okay.
And don't worry, if you get sick, we'll lay you in one of the cells with a pillow and a blanket.
There you go. I used to be a nurse. I got nurses training, so, we'll bring a first aid kit and we'll be all good, but you'll be pretty much stuck.
So, but we do have some great events. Like Tony said, we have some coming up that is going to blow your mind. Darkside prides themselves on trying to reach out and grab the places that you want to go. So if there's a place that you guys want to go, PC or get in touch with Christina. She'll get in touch with me or Tony. Because like I said, there's a reason they call us the Key Keepers. So if there's a place you guys want to do an event, let us know.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's networking. Yeah, and there's some really good locations, and it was very interesting when I was working with a producer that, wanted to, do a new paranormal show. The response was just, crazy. And some of these locations that, are available are just, like, it would blow you away. The activity. So, definitely a lot of places. Now, here's a question, because I know that you have these 3 upcoming events. For your events, I know that a lot of people that are doing events, open up their doors and ask for people to come and, volunteer to help at the, help at the events, because there is setup and, breakdown that needs to be done and clean up and all those kind of things, and people at the door. So, how are you working that? Are you guys needing volunteers?
At this point, when I first put this event together, it was supposed to be 150 to 200 people maximum. This event has grown into about 400 to 700 people. So anybody who wants to come help you, please do.
Okay. Well, absolutely, because, it's a great way to, be able, number one, to be part of it. You get to meet a lot of, interesting people. You're interacting, helping in all different, ways at the event. But, you know, you're also then, you know, since you're not getting paid, you do get to, you know, at least be at the event, listen to, you know, some speakers maybe on a time when you're not working, or, you know, interact with everybody, and usually investigate at the end of the night. So, you know, there's some, you know, some perks in there as well for people who, you know, are willing to go out and volunteer and help out, and especially for the charity events, because, you know, again, everything, you know, everybody wants every event to be, you know, a great one. But whenever you're doing it for a charity and for a good cause, it's definitely something that, you know, you want to, you know, try to make as you know, good as we can. And so, you know, I would ask my listeners, I will be, you know, from now forward, we'll be posting, you know, a lot of the promotion stuff on my pages. I'll be putting it all over social media. I ask you guys to, you know, share them on your pages and in the groups that you're in, and, you know, let's get these things to go viral. Let's get as many people out there as we can. You know, let's show the paranormal field that, you know, you can get together. You can have, you know, some really great topics, some really great guests, you know, people that get along. You can have, you know, some good investigating, a great time with some really, you know, fantastic people. And, you know, that's what it should be about. You know, not all the craziness, not all the backstabbing, not all the name-calling, not all the calling out. You know, we got to get back, like you said, back to the basics where, you know, where it's supposed to be. Our focus is on, you know, educating, you know, bringing forward, you know, the evidence and, you know, the research that we can, you know, find out about all of this and share it with people. So I think that, you know, again, it's going to be an absolutely amazing event. And with as many as you have going, I have to bow down to you, because I'm always got my hands in about 50 things at the same time, and I can barely keep up. So I don't even. I have to give a high five, you know, also to Tony and to Todd, because, you know, I know that they're you know, great help as well, and he's definitely a person who's only as good as their team. So.
Well, you know, and I want to give, if it's okay with you, Christina, I really want to give a shout out to our talent, because
of course.
Yeah, absolutely just stepped above and beyond what I could have ever expected them to do. So I know it's going to sound like a random list, but here we go. You guys, I want you to know, Darkside appreciates you. We love you, and without you guys, we are nothing. So this is a shout out to the one and only, mind you, Rick Hayes, Selena Rome, Frank, Deep South Paranormal, Christina George, which is, of course, on with us. McMinney, Gary Brown, Anthony Wolfpaw, which is right here with us, Latrina Brown, Richard, Stephen, and Jason Stanton. We have some other great talents, but I just really want to tell you guys are our heart. And we appreciate you every day.
Well, I appreciate, you know, it's a great group of people to be around, and, you know, I'll tell you, I've had, you know, been with a couple other, you know, entertainment agencies and things like that, and, you know, really didn't do anything, you know, per se for me. Everything that I've ever done, all the events that I've ever done has, you know, been of my doing, and I'll tell you that, you know, this collection of group of people in the other groups that we're in, everybody seemed very fragmented. You know, you were just kind of like grouped together under the talent, you know, and nobody was really friends. Here, you know, we all, you know each other, and it's, you know, again, I have to say, London, I mean, it's you that brings people in. You know, a lot of people will give you a bad rap because, you know, you are very vocal. You are somebody who's not going to be, you know, shut up or, you know, pushed around. You say what's on your mind, and that's how you are. And some people are very taken back by that. But I'll tell you, you know, ever since meeting you, I have always respected you, you know, for the woman you are. So.
Well, you know, I mean, if you guys have ever watched Gypsy Sisters, yeah, that's how gypsies are. We are very protective of our own, and we definitely don't back down from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right is right, wrong is wrong, and yeah, I'm one of them. One of them people are like, holy shit, you know.
One of the biggest groups that I've ever experienced is, you know, when I I met both of you prior to all of this stink, and my opinion, I had good opinion of you both, and I got to know you and observe everything that you were doing and involved in, and then when these rumors started to surface and the talk started flying around, it was just totally out of character of the women that I knew. And, it's absolutely amazing. It's like, and the people that came up with it, they don't have a clue. It's not firsthand. They were not there. They were not involved. So anything that they're starting is secondhand anyway at the best. And it's just amazing that, anything they have to say is even goes forward. But I don't know how they do it, because for people who aren't involved in there firsthand, it's like where are they coming up with this stuff, and why wouldn't anybody pay attention to it?
This is the way I've always looked at it, and as well as I do, Christina, people are going to come after the strong women in this field. It's just the way it is. I mean, you, Christina and I on a pork chop. Yeah, you got two pit bulls on a pork chop, and we're not letting go. Women in this field. I mean, you have to be a tough woman to be in this field. And the way I look at it is, I am honored to be around my tough sisters. I am honored to be around the people that I am. And if people want to talk bad about me, that's okay, because who I am, anybody that knows me knows I will give you the shirt off my back. But everybody also knows if you mess with my talent, if you mess with my friends, if you mess with my guests, I'm going to go gypsy.
Yeah. Well, and I will say that, true friendships are very hard to find, period. And especially now that we're in a virtual world of, where somebody online, you think you know them, you have no, you really don't know them, and, you don't really know them until it's too late. And so it's refreshing, number one, to, meet people that are like-minded, that, again, all of us had some very nasty things, said about us. And for those who, who knew us before, like Todd, again, like many other people said, this was very foreign to him. And there were many people at the very beginning of this who did question, and did want to know kind of what was going on and things like that. But, as time went on, they were just like, okay, it's a bunch of BS. And, then when it all kind of resurfaced again, it was like, okay, fool me once, shame on, you, fool me twice, shame on me. So people, really didn't listen. But, it's nice. I would rather people, sit back and at least take the time to get to know me, or at least, be there and get to see the person that I am, know the person that I am, than to just judge me or judge somebody based on what somebody else says. Because,
when they quit talking about us, that we need to be concerned.
Yeah, I guess it's always been because I've never been a very public person, and it wasn't until I got into radio where, I started getting, a big following, and that's when more people were interested in what I was saying or what was going on and things like that. And so, although I'm not ashamed of who I am or the person who I think that, for everything that I've ever had to go through in my life, I mean, I have learned a lot of, lessons, but I think that, I have turned into, a very good person. And, again, I have many people.
The past does not define us, the future does. The
absolutely.
We're in right now, it defines on who we are going to be. Everybody out there knows. I mean, there was a point in time, and I'll break that completely well with everybody. There was a point in time that people were saying that I was connected to the mafia. Absolutely, I was. Go look up my book, Stiletto Diaries. You know what I mean? I wear my life on my sleeve. I will never backstab a person. I will not talk bad about a person. I'll leave that up to them because, I'm a strong believer in karma, and I'm not going to, even though if they want to lash out and hurt other people, like I said, if you go after my talent, my friends, my family, yeah, I'm going to come a pit bull. But you know what? Say what you want about me because I'm comfortable enough with who I am that, you know what? I love who I am, and I love what I do, and I know I'm a good person, and I know that now I'm around good people. And you know what? What you say does not affect me.
Well, isn't it amazing, though, that, anybody, and we noticed when all this started, happening, and on all these people that were going through very similar, issues or kind of were getting pulled in inadvertently, it was like all these people that got pulled in were such amazing people. Like, and obviously I've been friends with Jason for, many, many years, and, we're on the same, network and everything, and, I've consulted with him. We've worked together on, different cases. And he's amazing. And then to have everybody else who maybe interacted, I think Tony's the only person that I didn't know until, right at the last minute. But, what amazing people that each and every one of you are. And, it's nice to, be around people who are like us. That, are very loyal and, like they really do have your back. And, it's not about going and feeling like you've got this army behind you. It's nothing like that. It's really about having that support and knowing that, people will say, you know what, I don't care what anybody says or says about you. I know who you are to me in our friendship or in our interaction, and I'm good with that, and if they do have a problem, they come to you, and, they'll tell you.
This is going to sound really weird, but I am very grateful that this stuff did happen. And the reason that I'm grateful that it did happen is because Mother Earth, karma, whatever you want to call it, already had a plan set in motion. And I believe that we're all brought together for a reason. And I don't believe there's any mistakes in life. So I believe that, this had to happen to bring us all together. And I am so grateful because I ended up with the best talent. I ended up with the best guests. I ended up with the best friends out there. And to me, I counted every day as a blessing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've got about 10 minutes. Right, we've got about 10 minutes left, and from what I understand, we have a winner, correct?
Oh yeah, we have a winner. We have a winner, and the answer of that. First of all, the question was, what is the most consumed fruit in the world? This was something that I just came about with a long time ago, and I saw it from Snapple. I just read it off the lid. I said, geez, the answer is coffee. So, guess 970. Guess 970 was the winner. He answered that one. They were very close. They were saying green tea. They were saying tea. And I says, nope, you're close. And, it kept on going to cactus. I'm saying, oh, come on, dude. I said green tea, not cactus. So, of course, it turns out coffee. So guess 970 is the winner of this contest that we just had today.
Awesome. Okay, so guess 970. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be private messaging you. I'll private chat you. I need to get your private information, your contact information, so that I can get you connected with Carol so that we can get your ticket. And so how will we do that, Linda? Will we just have it available at will call, or will we be sending it to them, or how will that work?
Have it available at will call.
Okay, perfect.
Give me a call, and I will let them know what room they're in. So you can give them my number.
Okay, perfect. So I am sending you a private message in a chat, guest 970, so I just need your name and phone number, and I will give it to London, and she will get you all set up with your ticket. Congratulations, and, we just want to say thank you to, everybody tonight who was joining us in this little game. Thank you, Tony, for, coming up with this new way to come about that, because I wouldn't have got that myself since I don't drink coffee, but that was absolutely, a fantastic way to do it. And again, congratulations to our winner, and I look forward to, getting to meet you and actually all of us at the event. So
if there's anybody, I am going to actually put in chat, I'm going to put the Facebook page for the Tombstone event.
Yes.
Oh, well, that didn't work out real well. Hang on. I did that, but okay then. It's just about my phone number. I'm like, hold up here.
And I'll also, on the Paranormal Connections page, I will make sure to put all the links for all three of the events. And, again, we ask if you would do, your part to show the support and, share the event. There's a little button that you can click to share it to your page or to, one of your group pages. And if you can just share the link and, ask people to take a look, at it, especially the one for the charity, it's for a great, cause, that definitely helps to get the information out. So the more pages we're on, the more people's groups that we're in, so that the more eyes that are seeing it, the more people will know about this. And, we're definitely looking forward to everybody being able to make it out there. Sounds like all three of them are going to be some amazing events. As I said, I will be at two Arizona ones. So we will be having a live broadcast of the show at both. Make sure to come by and check out the booth and come do a little walkthrough, talk about, any experiences maybe that you've had in the past or that you're having at the event yourself. So there'll be a lot of interesting stuff and a lot of fun times. So
we have some phenomenal talent once again. We have some phenomenal talent. So stop by, say hi to them. I'll be hanging with Wolf. So
yes, we will.
I'm going to actually get a Wolf shirt, yes. So.
Oh, yes, you will.
I've worked with Catherine Wilson, and
Catherine's a good friend of mine as well.
She is phenomenal.
Not to mention,
I'm so looking forward to seeing her again. She and her boyfriend Bob are going to be there, and
great.
Kathy is just phenomenal. She's amazing. But she's amazing. Is putting it very, very, very mildly. She's just mind blowing, really.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting her in person as well. I've worked with her as well, so it's kind of, again, it's going to be so nice to be able to, actually be in the presence of everybody get to hang out and, for a weekend and, investigate together and, laugh and have a good time. And, I just can't wait because, again, it's like, having almost like a little, reunion when you haven't, seen people. But the only thing is we've all talked, for years on, social media. We just never all got together. So it's like we're all family that are, strung out all over the U.S. and, we're all coming together, for a reunion. So I'm really looking forward to it myself.
Yeah, I am too. I'm looking forward to being able to spend some time with all the great people. I really am.
Now, are you going to be doing any free forensic classes at these events?
Unfortunately, because Tombstone is such a huge event, I probably, like I was telling you, you will probably find me in the White House in a corner crying, okay? It's going to be that crazy. I know that I am actually teaching a couple teams on Thursday, the day before the event, some forensics. We are doing full-on forensics, and, Lord, I can't believe I have to go back to the basement of that blast furnace. But we will be doing some forensics. We will be doing luminol and Hungarian red, which pulls blood. So at Fog Furnace, we will absolutely be attempting to pull the blood at Fog Furnace. Along with, we are also going to be doing a ground-penetrating radar to see if we can indeed find a skull that sits underneath the Gaston Hotel.
Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome?
Unfortunately, Tombstone, Lord Almighty, like I said, yeah, you guys will find me at the White House crying.
Tony and Todd, they'll protect you. They'll protect you.
Yeah. We'll be at the daycare.
Yeah. All right. Playing block with the children, okay?
There you go. Well, Tony, since we're getting towards the end, so do you want to get some information on, your show, where people can tune into you and when your show is on?
Monday through Friday, I am on the chat room with Tony Wolpaw on Blog Talk Radio at 9 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 8 o'clock, I think, your time. And then it'll be 10 o'clock East Center and 11 o'clock Eastern. It's all in the banner. Yes, our show pretty much is very much of different topics, and we are also promoting these events. So I'm pretty much waiting for this awesome Halloween to give you both a big hug, and you too, Todd, for making all of this event all possible. And all the effort, like we were saying in the chat room, this is paranormal unity the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it's supposed to be, and it's taking place in Arizona, and we'll be traveling to other locations as well. This is a great family, indeed.
Absolutely. And, under the gas, because if we pull the head, yeah, I'm calling it.
Oh my God! Okay. If we pull the head. We are so open-minded and all determined to bring some clarity and something into this place. And with Gloria Villa there, making the connection with Pancho Villa, it's going to be awesome.
I'm really excited because we have so many different venues in this field. I mean, I do parapsychology and forensics. That's what my paranormal team does. We have some of the greatest psychics. We have, healers. I mean, it is truly, we are all coming together to solve some of these, 100-year-old cases. And it just blows my mind that we actually have a real fighting chance because we are all coming together and uniting for this cause. And it's a great feeling.
Right. Right, and I think there's so much, that each one of us, our experience, our own abilities, different things that we all come forward, and bringing all of that together. It's like a big piece, a big puzzle, and each of, us are a specific piece, and, putting it all together, that's I think is going to be very powerful, and again, having, did you say her name, Gloria Villa?
Oh yes.
That's gonna, I think, is going to be, a definite, big plus in all of this. I definitely see that because that strong, connection, from the, of being a relative is going to be very, very strong there, I'm sure. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Again, I want to thank all of my guests for coming tonight. Let's have you guys, on again before the event, so that as it gets closer, we'll definitely keep going. Anybody that needs to get a hold of me, if you have a topic or would like to be a guest, please contact me at paranormalinvestigator916@gmail.com. Make sure also guest 970 to get me out that email, and we will get you your tickets. And congratulations. Make sure to join us next week. We got a great month coming ahead with all kinds of amazing topics and guests. So thanks again. We'll see you all next week. Good night, everyone.
Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.